From Signal Flow Studios, welcome back to Season 2 of the Featured Presentation Podcast. My name is Zupp. I'm a musician based out of Cleveland, Ohio, and I've recently been collaborating a lot on my music. I created this podcast to deep dive into those collaborative endeavors. Most of the time, it's me featuring other artists, but sometimes I'm the featured artist, and in this case, I am. The song is called Higher. It's by clappertherapper, and it's produced by Steven Turner. CTR joins me on the podcast today, and we discuss a bunch of topics, from his first love being bass guitar, to jazz class in high school bringing him and Steven together, his love of photography that opened his eyes to a different side of the music industry, and of course, we deep dive into Higher. So, sit back, relax, unless you're driving, then buckle up and enjoy the featured presentation. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. For people that might not know who Clapper the Rapper is, let them know, man. Open them doors for them.
Well, I am a musician. I was a bass player primarily, and then in high school I started like freestyling for friends, and they were like, okay, this is like actually okay. Like you should start recording this. So Steven, who I was in a band with at the time, started recording me, and then we started like rapping. We had like a terrible first couple names, and then we settled on Clapper the Rapper. Even though it was like primarily a duo, I just said, I'm not gonna put his name with me.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's an ego thing.
Yeah, screw Steven, you know. You don't need him.
So yeah, we just made, it was like primarily rap, but now it's like really like poppy stuff. And like Clapper the pop artist does not sound as good.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, do I stick with this or what? So yeah.
And obviously Clapper is your last.
Yes,
name.
that is my last name, not just actions I like doing. You know
right. I hear you, man, because my last name is Zupka, so it's.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Zupka. Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
I still have people that should know that it's pronounced Zup, but people come up to me all the time and they're like Zoop. And I'm like,
really?
No,
yeah, I would never have thought that.
I mean, you would think, because like you see the word UP,
yeah,
you say up.
Yeah.
So if you put a Z in front of it, it's Zup.
Yeah, I say it like that's what's up.
But yeah, no, people are like soup. It's got to be soup, so Zoop.
Dude, yeah.
It's like no, that would be ZOUP.
Yeah, that was an actual food chain place, wasn't it?
Yeah, now it's like Z Eats or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it just went away.
Yeah, I sued them
Oh,
because.
there you go. This is your studio.
Yeah, yep, yeah. But yeah, no, they changed to Z Eats recently with my girlfriend.
I did not know that.
Can you pick up Zoop on the way home? But it's not called Zoop anymore.
Wow, I would never know that. My mind's kind of blown.
Yeah, 2025. It's a wild start already.
It is.
But yeah, I actually had somebody say, "Oh, are you Z Up?"
You say
like, no.
Kind of.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I mean, it's Zup, but yes, yeah. You were on the right track, I guess. Okay, so you and Steven went to high school together?
Yeah, we went. He was a grade below me, but yeah, we were in like jazz band together, like rhythm section kids. He was guitar, I was bass, so then we were just like, yeah, let's start a band.
Nice.
And we had like some ventures making music.
So he's like always been your producer, pretty much?
Yep, pretty much him. For a little bit, I went to try to do it on my own, like I think it was like when I moved to Michigan. So yeah, like COVID times. I didn't do that well. And he would never tell me. He's like, yeah, it's good. But I knew he didn't like it.
How long were you in Michigan for?
We were in Michigan for 2 years. So like just like COVID and the year after. So I didn't get really like to explore it or play shows there. That would have been cool, but nope. Didn't happen.
That's all right. I lived in Cincinnati for about a year. And
okay.
I didn't do anything down there either. But
that's like the same distance away.
Yeah.
Because it took us like 3.5 hours
yeah,
where we were.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dated somebody that went to school out there, and I would...
In Cincinnati?
Yeah, and I was working at Papa John's at the time.
Yeah.
And I would close my shift, so I'd work from like 5 to like 1:30 in the morning, and I would drink a 5-hour energy drink and then drive straight to Cincinnati.
I don't think you should be talking about other drinks.
Oh, when there's liquid death.
Even though it has no energy.
With no energy. Just water.
Do you know that's cool? Do you know where Jungle Jim's down there?
That sounds familiar.
Dude, you gotta look it up.
That sounds really familiar.
Cause I just shot a show in Cincinnati, and I was asking my mom, I was like, "What did we do here growing up?" Because my uncle lived there, so you gotta go Jungle Jim's. So I look it up, and it's a grocery store.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I'm like, dude, I don't want to go to a grocery store. But we went there. It was pretty cool.
So what was cool
It's
about
just
it?
like there's like old animatronics that are like kind of creepy. It's just I can't describe it. There's like 70,000 pieces of cheese. I mean, I can't even eat cheese, and I was excited, dude. You gotta look it up. You gotta look it up.
Yeah, it sounds so familiar.
There's just it's huge. It's a gigantic like even the bathrooms are weird. It looks like it's just two porta potty doors, and you open up, and it's like luxury bathrooms.
Wow.
Like, behind, like it's just really like quirky, weird place.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna.
We should do a Jungle Jim's anthem or something.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Chris, who that you just met here, that runs the studio or whatever. Him and that Toby Raps, they do jingles all the time.
Oh, throw that in there.
Throw it in there. Put it in their ear a little bit.
I think my buddy might drum for Toby Raps.
Josh Lugor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know
Small
Josh.
world. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very talented.
No.
No.
I just want to send him that clip. No context.
He, I forget the band that played right before us at Taco Fest, but he was drumming for them too.
He plays with everybody.
Yeah, I was about to say, usually like everybody always ends up playing for everybody.
Yeah.
My buddy Janari Komet, he played drums for me, and then now he plays bass for this other band, Apostle Jones, and he plays guitar for somebody else. He's got his own music, and he plays for somebody else. Like, he's playing like every day.
That's what I used to do. I used to be in like 6 bands, and now I'm in nothing.
one band.
Just my stuff, but that's like spread out. I gotta get grinding.
So you said you started off playing bass. Do you
Yep.
still play bass? Like,
Yeah, I play bass.
Have you played bass on any of your songs, like when Steven's like producing?
Yeah. Still sometimes I think he just gets like he's like I can just do this by the time you get up here, so he'll just lay it down.
Yeah.
But
That
no,
makes sense.
I don't really play bass in any bands anymore. But that's what I went to college for. Was like jazz performance. I didn't finish, but
That's all right.
went there.
Me neither.
dude.
Were you playing stand-up bass?
Yeah, and I didn't want to
yeah.
do that. I thought I would get ripped because I'm carrying around this huge bass. And
Right.
all I did was get tired and skinnier. But no, I wanted to go for jazz bass, and they switched it to like the symphony bow and everything, and I hated it. I was like, I can't do this. This is not what I'm here for. So
You should
yeah.
bring it back, man.
I just bought one
Oh, hell yeah.
after
Now
I
it's
hated
awesome.
it, which is weird. I went to visit my brother, and I came home with a stand-up bass. Yeah, and now I haven't touched it. It's sitting in the corner. It's a nice decoration. Way too
Yeah, it
big.
is
Way
like-
too big.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a pretty thing to have sitting there, you know what I mean?
It's
But you got to
huge.
bust that out when we, get you back on shows and
Yes,
stuff,
we
you
could
know?
do that. That'd be cool to rap and play it.
Hell yeah, you don't see that much. I mean, all it
No.
takes is one like TikTok video. Is TikTok even going to still be around when that happens? I don't know, but
Yeah, I
some
forgot that's
Instagram
happening.
reel. I know. I
Yeah.
forgot that was happening too. This one dude posted. He's always posting like smoking weed and shit, and he was like, "No, you're fine." He was like saying, making fun of TikTok. He's like, "Oh, you people." He's like, "The fucking app that bans me every time I post this." He's like, blowing his weed.
Yeah, well, I didn't even pay attention because they've been threatening that forever.
Right.
Like this is going away. I'm like,
It
I really
still
don't
might
care.
not happen. Yeah.
I really haven't been on it in a long time. I had a couple of videos pop off, which is kind of how I grew my Instagram following, but then I never really like stuck with it. Just a couple funny videos.
I never browse TikTok. I just literally go on there,
Post your
post
stuff.
a video, and then like while I'm waiting for mine to like upload,
Yes.
I'll like. It's usually Mayor Wirtz actually.
Yeah,
And I like his
I
shit.
see his too.
Yeah, and then because like the one day I posted something, once I posted, out of sight, out of mind. I don't have any notifications on. So the next day when I went to post something, I saw that the previous one like was doing really good. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
whoa, what the
You're
fuck?
like, I gotta keep it.
And then like I was like, oh, okay. And I posted the next one. I had like no fucking
Yeah,
views.
that's
I
what
don't get
happens.
that. I don't
Yeah,
get that
I did the same thing. And then when I see Mayor Wirtz, I hit mute.
Yep. That's what you got to do, and it keeps popping up. I'm really annoyed about it. Actually, Mayor Wirtz, it's really funny. I might have told you this when we were recording the song. When he found out you and I were doing a song together, he was like, "What are you gonna do? Steal my wife too?" Yeah,
that's so funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I gotta do another song.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So you take photos as well.
Yep, that's my main gig for now.
What got you into taking photos?
Well, to be totally honest, if I'm like thinking before it was like my actual occupation, I started taking like photos because I bought a camera because I was getting music videos done and they were expensive as shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I can do this
myself.
But I couldn't. But I bought one way back then. Didn't go great. Still paid for music videos. But just years later, like that job opened up, so I picked it back up.
Nice.
And then now, like, I get more like of my creative outlet out that way than I do music. But I'm trying to like bring music back.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was originally.
Yeah, your photos are great.
Yeah,
thank you. You're taking the car photos, and you're getting to go to these shows, these concerts, and taking these really great,
Yeah, that just happened like within this last year, but that made me super pumped because I was like, I can still be around the music scene, see what would happen if I would have made it.
Right, yeah.
Which, it's not great. I mean, it's like a lot of those people seem stressed, man, but whatever. I guess that's any job. But,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But I just didn't realize like how much goes on behind the scenes in the music industry.
So you get to go behind actually like
oh yeah, you see all the perks are awesome. I mean, I got like free tattoos, massages, chiropractor. Like some people get hooked up.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm like used to these local shows where like we owed money.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, how does this fucking happen?
Can you come here and take photos? By the way, you have to owe us, $25, $50.
We were stuck in that grind and like never making money phase. We never had good enough songs back then, I guess.
And nowadays, you gotta like hit 1 million streams to even make any kind of money.
You see how rich the Spotify guy is? I just saw that. It's insane. It said he's made more money than like, I forget what the stat was. Any like musician ever. 480 billion or something.
I was just telling somebody today about how Spotify, like in January of last year, did that whole thing where it was like, if you don't get 1,000 streams within the first year, like you never make money off of that song or whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did some kind of thing. I could be wrong, so fact check me, or just ignore me. But I swear there was something that was like, if you don't, in one full year of releasing that song, if you don't have at least 1,000 streams, they won't pay you at all. Like even going forward,
Dang.
like if that song blew up the day after 1 year, like you're not getting shit.
Wow.
If that is
That's
real,
probably happened to somebody.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
I think like even with like, I don't know if this is true either. It's just a ton of fact check.
People don't come here for facts,
I just remember Macklemore when he recorded Thrift Shop. I think he recorded that like 5 years prior, which is why I brought that up, because then it blew up 5 years later. And I always thought about that because I'm like thinking about old songs. I hate my old songs a lot of the time.
I hate them too.
Do you get that way, or just mine? Just mine, dude.
No, I do too. Like I can just tell, you know what I mean. But I mean, my old songs, I released like an album 10 years ago. I am a completely different person than I was then.
Yeah,
so,
doesn't
like,
it? Yes.
It's cringy a little bit. Like I'm like, oh, okay, what was I on back then? But I get it. It's like a time capsule.
I had a huge song, well, for me, that people liked was Binge Drinking. Terrible message. Like now, I'm like, dude, that's awful.
I know.
I even listened to it. I'm like, wow, I'm like bragging about binge drinking, which is terrible.
I've got a song called Cat Burglar, and it was like one of my more popular songs back in the day. And it's technically just like about a gold digger.
Okay.
And
I thought you were stealing cats.
No. But like during the hook is like, you fucking bitch, like the whole time. And I don't even perform it anymore because like I hate that.
Yeah.
But, like everyone's like Cat Burglar, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
No.
Everyone always asks me to sing the Toyota song, and I'm like, it's just old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how it is like nowadays. I feel like because of TikToks and things like that, old songs can become viral all of a sudden.
Yeah.
When you're not expecting it, and it's all it takes is for one influencer or whatever to find it somewhere and use it, and then everybody wants to use it.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen, dude, with some of mine.
I know that's the gift and curse, because it's like, oh hell yeah, like now people are listening to my music, but it's like, damn,
We just want that song. Like, dude.
Every once in a while, Cat Burglar will creep back into my top 5 on Spotify, and
Oh, yeah.
no,
Mine does that.
Yeah.
I see that. It's your song. Comes up on mine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm like, why is Kepler? I didn't even write this.
Oh shit! I did read something like that too. That some musician was complaining that, because you know how like when you do a song, you can make another person a main artist, right?
Yeah.
So like, me and you do a song, you could put Clapper the Rapper and Zup as the main artist, or you can make me a featured artist, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Some guy kept making this musician a main artist, and they didn't even do a song together. I guess the dude was like taking a tiny like vocal snippet of her song, putting it on the song.
That's dirty.
It's real dirty. Dang. So he was getting all of her plays. So then she kept like reporting it, and finally got like his shit banned. And then he created a new account.
Did it again?
And just kept doing it again. And she's like, there's got to be a way to stop that. And I never thought about that. Like, I could put a song out and put like Ludacris as a main artist.
Yeah, you could.
But I'm sure this girl was independent. Ludacris would sue the fuck out of me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's why that shit doesn't happen. But
that's like even some artists with the same name I'll see.
Oh, right.
That is like the release radar thing. I'll see that. It will tell me like, I don't know, Kanye came out with a new song, and I'll click on it. It's just some guy who made his name Kanye
my God,
for the day, and it's just trash. And I'm like, what is this? I don't know how they get away with that. I'm like, they don't listen first? There's probably just too much.
Yeah, there's probably just an influx of so much music.
Yep.
There's actually another Zup, but they're like a band in Switzerland or something like that.
Oh, do you hate them?
No, they don't. Nothing is in English, so like I don't. Okay. But every once in a while, somebody will send me a screenshot and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
and it's like one of their songs. I'm like, "You didn't know about this song?"
I just did that yesterday to Steven. I typed in Steven Turner, and there's this EDM house mix, which is hilarious if you know Steven, because he would not listen
a big
to that.
EDM guy.
No. So I'm like, when did you make this? It's just like party all the time. And it's like, and I'm like, dude, he hates partying. It's like, he hates holidays, like everything. I'm like, dude, what were you feeling?
When I met Steven, I knew he was just like full of hate, just a hateful.
That's
man,
what he is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I didn't put him as part of my name. I didn't want
Right.
to.
Yeah, disassociate yourself immediately. Yep. If you want me to cut everything out of this podcast.
Can we just bleep when you say Steven?
What'd you say?
Can we just bleep when we say Steven?
Bleep his name out, yeah. You got it.
Steven.
Well, speaking of Steven, I guess we can go into the song here that we are here to discuss.
Yeah. Sorry about my tangents. That's the way my brain works.
No, this is perfect. I can't remember if it was you or Steven that hit me up first.
I think he did. Because he was like mixing something with you and Mare.
Yeah, the past.
And I was like, dude, this is great. I was like, I want to have a song with this guy. I was like, you think he would? And he's like, yeah, I'll ask him.
Yeah, he just shot me a text like, would you do that? I was like, hell yeah, I would. Because when you reached out to me on Instagram, I think just to say you heard the song and you liked it or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, how can I hear your music? Because I didn't have like a link to it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think that was right when you came out with
Sweet?
No, the coffee song. I can't think
yeah, there's a lot
I know, I did
coffee.
That's what I said to Steven before. He's like, there's a lot of coffee songs. The Day Off.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, oh my God, this shit is so fucking good.
Yeah, I really need to start putting out music again. That's my whole plan. This is like jump starting it.
Hell yeah, all right, I like that. Yeah, It's something about your style. Like, so when I heard that, I was like, I felt like you and I were very similar in styles, where it was poppy, like you said, and there was like hip hop to it and also singing to it, and just like your cadence and the way that you delivered your lyrics and stuff. I was like, I just felt like
that would mesh.
Oh, yeah, real
Yeah.
good. And I'm like, the people that listen to my shit would really love his shit. And
That's the
hopefully
same
vice
thing I
versa.
thought. Yeah, I showed people your song. They're like, dude, yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, so then Steven sent me the beat, I believe, or you sent me the beat. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I was like, I work like crazy hours. My schedule can get like real nuts, you know?
Yeah.
So your boy takes a lot of naps. So I was about to take a nap that day, and I got the song, and I remember listening to it. And I was like, damn, this is so good. And then I fell asleep.
I thought you didn't nap.
You thought I didn't nap?
No, because you sat back fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I fell asleep, and I woke up. I had a dream about that hook.
Dude, that's sweet.
And you know how, like, have you had dreams about, like, the songs?
No, I never dream.
Do you really not?
I
know
never
a couple
dream.
people that don't either. So.
I don't, and then I've read recently that it's if you smoke weed, and I don't smoke weed, so I'm like,
Huh.
why don't I dream?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I used to smoke a lot of weed, so it's just like lingering from 10 years
yeah,
ago.
maybe, yeah.
But no, I don't dream. I dreamed last night. First time
Oh,
forever.
hell yeah.
First time
Congratulations.
forever.
I'll cheer some liquid
I
death.
don't
to that.
remember what it was, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, I'll have dreams sometimes where I'll, like, hear a song or come up with a song in my dream, and it sounds so good. I'm like, this is incredible.
You dreamt about that hook then?
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
So, like, normally, though, I'll wake up, and then I'll be like, I'll remember this later, and then, you don't know how
Right.
dreams work, but
No.
I'll forget immediately. So, I remember waking
Voice
up.
memo?
I woke up, did a voice memo, just like humming the melody, and I knew the higher part that I wanted. Higher, higher, higher.
Yeah.
That was like what was sticking in my head and everything else, and I just like immediately was like, I need to keep getting this out, keep thinking how this should go, so I don't forget it. Because in my dream, it was like immaculate. Like I was like, this is perfect. I need to get this out, and yeah, I felt like a crazy person the way I was messaging you because
That was.
dude, this is what I was thinking about this. And
Well,
this,
I was
this,
impressed. Also, I didn't want to kill your momentum because what I had written for that song was the chorus, and then you sent me that, and I'm like, "Wow, dude, this is good." I was like, "I can't step on his feet here," so I just threw mine away.
So, what did you originally want me on the song? Just like to do a verse or something?
No, I just was leaving it up to you, but I was just like messing around in my head, just
Gotcha.
not
okay.
dreaming, but just going.
Okay.
But yeah, what you came up with was way better than mine, so I was like, "Dude, we got to do this." Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was weird. It just like all kind of came together. But I was like rapid fire, sending you shit. Like, here's this idea, and I think we should do this, like this, and which I also don't like to do because it's your song, you know. But
No,
you were
I
kind of
like
like,
that.
hey, whatever you come up with.
That's the way I always go. I don't know if that's harder for collaboration, but I'm always like, dude, just do what you're feeling. And I think that worked out this time. At
It
least.
worked out really well. Yeah, I sent the song to my one friend, and she was like, you wrote this about my life. And I still don't understand why she said that, because I'm like, this is not about your life at all, but okay. But yeah, I just like...
What are we going to name it?
I know at this point it's already out, so it's like, I just assumed it was Tire, but we're
Yeah.
recording
Oh,
this
that's
way
good.
before.
That's
but
good.
That's all I was... you know.
I like that. I did want to ask you, like, what is this? I wanted to ask before we started.
That's all right. You get to see the back,
This is
back
how
door
artists
conversation.
name songs.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's good.
You don't really see it, but a lot of artists do podcasts like this, and then they talk about how the song is.
Yeah.
They
It's like
don't really
Fallout
spike.
Boy back in the day that had like really long song titles. I think it was.
That sounds about right.
Them or Panic at the Disco or something. Just had really. I was always like, how do they come up with that? Like that's.
Oh yeah, you're right. I know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
like half a sentence. Yeah.
That's what the song should be called. Hometown girl, but hates everyone she went to high school with.
Yeah, you like that line. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, that fucking line. So I sent you voice notes, I think, of the hook, and
Yeah.
then you went in and recorded with Steven and sent back everything.
Which I was going to wait for you, but I'll forget.
I'm the same way. I want to get this shit out immediately.
Yep.
And you sent it to me, and that hearing you start the song off like that, like quickly, like what would you even call that on the song? Do you call that a verse? That's like a prelude or something. I don't know. It's just
Well, I don't know. And sometimes when Steven sends me beats, like his like stanza lengths and stuff, I'm like, it throws me off. I'm like, what's he want me to do here? So
Right,
it's like
yeah.
a challenge though. But yeah, I'd say almost like a prelude. Type
Yeah, like a
thing.
little introduction or something, but damn, that shit like caught me right away. I was like, holy shit, what a great way to start that song because it's like so quotable and everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I know who this is about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great way to
The
start.
part I keep sticking to when I listen to it is like just your backups in the bridge. I think are so catchy.
That is
but
fun
then I
too.
think of the snowman thing that you guys said.
Yeah. I wanna build a snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to the song, you're gonna hear for sure the melody does kind of go like that. We were like, damn, what does this sound like?
But
Like,
I love that part.
No, that came out really good.
It did.
My old DJ Swerve always used to say like the best thing you're the best thing that you are good at is the ooze, and I was like, thanks,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like, I really pride myself in writing good lyrics, but
Gonna say.
Sure,
That's not why I
thanks.
said it. It wasn't my favorite part of the song, but I love that part.
no, it does. It did come out really good, and we were gonna bring back the
Yeah.
hometown girl part
Yep.
or whatever, and it just didn't mesh or something. I don't know. Steven was like,
I
no.
just couldn't be in that room with him anymore.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you want to do this? No.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah. He's so hard to work with.
Yes.
What does he say when
This is what it's like recording with him, just like that
this is
staring at you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
when you're recording.
it's very tense.
Can they see that in this frame?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, you know,
just
pic-
visualize
picture something
A
like
giant tiger.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just awful to work with. But yeah, he says something that Mayor Wirtz was like, he's like, oh, that was okay, or what? He always says it after like takes or something like that. Like, damn, I can't think what it was, but he wasn't saying it for me, and Mayor Wirtz is getting real annoyed. He's like, you don't say that to Zup.
Oh, no.
It was great. But no, Steven's great. He's fantastic.
I forget what you said. Are we allowed to talk about the song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember if you said it's not out yet or if it is.
Oh,
it
no.
will be out.
It will be out. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we can go talk all about
All
it.
right, cool. Because as we're talking, I'm like, oh no, do they know about this song yet?
What was I about to say? Oh, but yeah, just everything that you wrote on there was really good, and it was. I don't know what it kind of was with this like metaphor that I was seeing in my head of like, you know, the building a wall thing is like not cliche, but it's used a lot or whatever, you know. But normally I always hear it as like, oh, she's building walls, so I'm gonna break through, I'm gonna knock down the walls, you know. And mine was like, well, what if she keeps building these walls higher and higher with all these past relationships, like climbing over the wall, because then you falling in love, you know. And that's where it's like bones or hearts hurt worse than bones when breaking. You know?
All of that was great. And I feel like I kind of lived that too, just with my wife. Like in the beginning, she built up walls. It probably was from past relationships. She just said I was way too immature. Then we like broke it off for a while, and then like I said she was way too mature. I'm like, well, you don't have any fun. So just like I feel like I lived that in the beginning, like just breaking down those walls, and it took a long time. It definitely was worth it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Reconnecting.
Shout out to Mrs. Clapper.
Yeah. Well, maybe not by the time this comes out.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
Like I
She's
said,
a terrible person.
I'm seeing a theme. A lot of people in our lives are just terrible people.
Yeah, that's my New Year's resolution is cutting those people out. So that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what I want to go to with the beat too. So like, how did this beat come together?
That's all him. Yeah, it's all Steve, and he just puts them out. I think he has like certain people in mind. Like, I actually think this was a Mayor Wirtz song that
really?
that he didn't want.
Ah.
Maybe. I know that's a lot of his beats because he does a lot of his work. So
Right.
he sends him a bunch, and then he'll just say yes or no.
Gotcha.
And then I get the
So you
I get
get
the
the
seconds.
scraps?
Yes. I'm not sure that's how this one came out, so he might say I'm wrong, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you like kind of gave him like an idea.
I definitely wanted to like kind of flow with like the vibes that you put out already. So I kind of just send him that. I'll usually send him like a couple songs I like, and he'll combine them or like those type of vibes.
Right.
But yeah, lately I just been saying just whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, just send it over.
Yep.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I used to be pretty like, no, I need it to be like this or this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything you guys do together sounds great that I've heard.
Yeah,
you guys
thank
just
you.
work really well together.
Thanks.
He's just a great producer. I mean, my bassist, Chris, he's like in a hardcore band, you know what I mean? And shit.
Yeah.
He listens to a whole bunch of different stuff. Big Taylor Swift fan, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's all across the board. He sends me like musicians or like albums from people I've never heard of before, and he's like, check this out, you might like this.
Dude, I like when people do that.
Yeah, me too, but I'm like, damn, like you were listening to that shit? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but he when he heard Passenger Princess with Mayor Wirtz, he was like, dude, who made this beat, you know? And I told Steven this, actually. And then when we did this song, I was like, hey, you know the dude that did the Passenger Princess? He did this beat too, and I played it. He's like, oh my God, dude, you gotta start working with this guy. And I was
he's
like,
got some funky stuff.
once
dude.
I steal Mayor Wirtz's wife, then we'll move on to, you know what I mean? So.
It could have already happened by now.
Yeah, by this point, it might already have. No, but yeah, Steven, just everything that I've heard him do with, you know, everyone he's working with and stuff, it's in his own stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's just got a certain flavor to his production. I
straight away one time I recorded with like a big producer, and then never again really.
went right back to.
Yeah, I
Steven.
spent a ton of money on one song, and then still went back to Steven. It was like top of the top.
Timbaland. Oh, we don't
No,
want to say names. Sorry,
this is yeah. I don't know if I'll bring it up, but he did like all Kanye's first album. It was like a big deal.
Oh,
It was
damn.
$8,000 for one song.
Good I can't even say it. Good word.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I like kickstarted and borrowed money from everybody, paid them back, and then that song went. And then he's like, "We need to do a couple more." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't."
yeah, that's
Like-
a lot of fucking money.
Yeah,
So, did you ever release that song?
I think I did, but under like a different name, and like didn't really promote it. I was like exhausted at that point. When I got there, they like even like had like a group of people rewriting my lyrics, and so it took like all the freedom out of it.
Wow.
So that I just didn't realize how good I had it. But yeah, Steven was like, "Go do it, dude. You got to do it." Like he like knew the whole time that I would hate it. I think.
Yeah. He set you up for disaster.
I drive to Chicago every weekend for that. Same song.
How long of a process was that?
Oh, it was kind of crazy. And then he wouldn't. I noticed this is something you do, which I think's awesome. Is you memorize your lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that, but that guy made me do that. And I had to like. I remember like walking through my hotel room, like trying to memorize this. And my buddies are with me, just partying. I'm like, dude, I gotta memorize this.
I got to do homework, man.
Yeah, but that is something I want to talk to you about. Like that's sweet.
It's the older I'm getting, it's getting a little bit harder to do. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, I just feel like it comes off better when you do that, you know,
And-
because you're not reading.
That's one thing I do think that was cool that he tried to make me do, even though I haven't done it, because you can focus on way more than just reading. Like, I don't know. Like, when you sang that, I could feel it. Every time you record, you're like, I don't know if that take was good. What do you guys kept turning to me. What do you think? I'm like, dude, I thought that was great. And I'm like, I don't know what you're redoing. But you guys really didn't have to redo anything. You had it, like, locked in.
Yeah, my voice was giving me issues that day, though. I remember going into it, and I think I told Steven before you got there, like, just so you know, like, I do a low part and I do a high part. Like, the high part's going to give me a bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being the lower part. I just couldn't get my voice kept cracking and shit.
Do you do the high first usually to get it
No,
out of the way?
I'll try to do the low part
Yeah.
first because that's the
Like
easier
warm it
one,
up.
you know, and then that way I'm not straining my voice. And then I was wrong.
How's your voice like live? I gotta come see you, dude.
It's sometimes
Does
I like
it hold up?
shock myself. Yeah, sometimes I shock myself. Like I'd be like, damn, like that because I practice sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yes.
all the time, drinking all this water and shit, and at shows. Like, luckily, it works. Fuck, not gonna. I just jinxed myself for the.
I
next show.
jinx you. I'm a hypochondriac, so I remember before when I did play shows, just like honey, cough drops, like tea, everything, and for no reason.
No, I mean that's actually not a bad idea, and I have done that. Like I'll go to Pulp or like some kind of smoothie shit place and get like turmeric or whatever in there, and like
I remember these. This shows you how long it's been since I played a show. So I bought in-ear monitors just for shows, which I only used once.
Hell yeah.
And I had these like those honey cherry type cough drops so I wouldn't lose my voice. And I found my in-ears, I don't know, like last year, and I saw those cough drops in there. I'm like, oh, they taste awesome. So I put it in my mouth, and then I started like feeling a texture.
Oh no.
And I spit it. There was fucking ants all in my mouth, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And I remember, so I really haven't trusted a cough drop.
No.
But that shows you how long it's been. So I really need to start playing shows again, which you've said since you met me. Like, you guys got to play again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, clean those in-ears or not, hit the in-ears out before you put them in.
Oh, I know. I think the ants were even dead, like, because it's been in a box, but it still was gross. I felt like I was on, like, Survivor or something.
You just made me think of this cough drop story that I don't think I've ever told anybody, but I got to ask this fucking
exclusive.
question. Yeah, exclusive. My girlfriend sleeps with cough drops in her mouth.
No way she would choke,
dude. Right?
That would freak me out. But I've done it before.
Damn, I can't do it.
I've done it by accident, like been sick, not being able to like swallow it. I remember waking up with it still like stuck to my cheek.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not good.
She does it on purpose.
That's not good.
And I told her, I'm like, don't even tell me that shit anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, she's like, yeah.
Would she run with scissors too?
She's got to. I've never seen her run, so I imagine she's hiding that from me as well.
Just both hands under the sleeve.
Yeah, just with a little scissor. What is that poking out of your shirt? Don't worry about it.
I live on the edge.
Yeah. But yeah, she'll tell me too, like sometimes she's like, yeah, last night I slept with a cough drop in and I know you don't like that or whatever. I'm like, why do you do that?
That's it right away.
Yeah, she'll just, but yeah, that's what I'd be afraid of, just like swallowing. I don't
You got to take a vote on that. Maybe more people do that than we think.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm glad you brought up the cough drop so we can put this out in the universe.
Have also
comment on this.
If you've ever eaten an ant-filled cough drop, I'd like to know.
Yeah, let us know. Was the texture, did it taste, was it the same texture that he experienced?
Dude, it was just weird. I remember it vividly.
Do you like in-ears?
No. Like, I play in, like, churches and stuff now. That's the only place that I really use in-ears. And I'll leave one out because I'll feel, like, not connected with the crowd.
Yeah.
And they say that is terrible for your ears.
Yeah.
Like, bad. They're like, that's going to make one ear off, dizzy. I don't know. So I've been worried about my like hearing because I do that a lot. I don't know. I just feel disconnected from the crowd.
I get that. Somebody told me.
They said if you have a good mix, that won't matter.
True, but I don't know. I feel the same way. I said that too. And somebody told me to have the sound guy like mic up the crowd. So like, put a mic facing the crowd because then you can hear it better. But I totally agree because it drains out a lot of stuff,
Well, where I played, like they have room mics, and I still hate it. I don't know. I always put one out. I don't know. I feel more present.
I feel that. Sometimes I will take one out. Like, if you watch me perform, I'm constantly
I guess it's not good. I guess don't do it.
Well, I don't leave it out for a long time. Like, I'll take them off.
Oh, I have the one dangling.
To hear, yeah. And I forgot, like, some songs... We use a lot of show mixes, so like show mixes, my DJ RC3 will play stuff, and the band plays around it, right?
Yeah.
But we also have a couple songs where we don't have backtrack show mixes.
Okay.
And I forget, like, I got to take them out because I can't hear shit, because normally I won't have the band in my ears. I'll just have the show mix, Because, and that's the other thing, too. Maybe I should just start putting the band in there. I found it distracting. Yeah, you should. But I also feel disconnected. Like, Jake will be like...
I usually don't put drums because it's, like, so loud.
Right.
But if you had, like, some good guitar or whatever...
Yeah, Jake will be like, man, I felt like I killed that. And I'm like, sorry, dude, I didn't hear it. I just didn't have it in my in-ears.
You don't just say, yeah, you did.
But everybody else is like, yeah, dude, you did. But, like, yeah, I do kind of miss that. So, like, if I bring my in-ears to my shows, but if they say, like... Like if the sound guy like rolls his eyes or something, I'm like,
Which
I
is
don't have to use them.
everyone.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That's what they do.
I had, I won't say where, but we did have a show where the sound guy did not want to deal with my in-ears.
Do you have a Patreon?
No.
If you had a Patreon, you could
Yeah,
say,
I would let him
I'll tell
know.
you on the Patreon.
Right. But yeah, he was telling me, just use one ear. And I'm like, no, like, it's not good for you.
Yeah,
I
I
just didn't
did
use
that.
it.
I did the hearing test today on the AirPods just to see how messed for the first time and ever. They said good health. I was like, sweet.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I used to work in a factory, and we'd have to do that every year.
Like the raise your hand thing? Like
No.
at school?
Well,
Did you have that
we
at
had
school?
a button.
Yeah, this is a button too.
Yeah.
And people kept like walking in my office today. I'm like, dude, I'm taking a test.
Yeah, they would. They'd take us in this little trailer and stuff, and it was funny. I was there for 7 years at this factory.
Just in the trailer doing the test?
Yeah, I just
7
did this
years?
every day
It's a
for
terrible
7 years, just taking this test. I'm like, I'm never gonna pass this. But yeah, it was funny to see. Well, I guess it's not funny to watch my hearing slowly get worse every year. I mean, it was still good, but
Okay, good. Dang.
yeah, and I always had the the earbuds in and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I need to do that. Like when I'm shooting shows, I won't wear protection on my ears. I really need to.
Yeah, I don't do it at practice, and everybody wears them.
I'm just in my head. I'm like, dude, am I breathing loud right now?
I know, yeah.
Am I like panting? Because I know I'm running around.
I
Yeah.
lost my iPhone earbuds,
Yeah.
so Alicia got me Beats earbuds,
Yeah.
and that I can hear myself breathing as I'm walking, and I'm
Yeah.
like, damn.
I found mine yesterday after being lost 2 weeks because they have like a Find My thing. I dug them up in the snow in my driveway.
Oh my god.
So I wore them today. They work fine.
Were there ants on them or no?
No, dude,
Okay, good.
I didn't put them in my mouth. But that is bad to think about. Ants in my ears.
Yeah, that's new fear unlocked.
Yeah, man.
When was the last show that you did?
Oh, I don't even know. Like pre-COVID, I think we played with Spose.
Oh, dude, I did a show with
Yeah.
Spose too. That's
That was
so
cool.
funny.
Or it was the same show.
No, mine was fuck.
This was like
2013 maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably when he was like big.
That was like right after I'm Awesome came out and shit. Yeah, but he was at Peabody's. So we did
Wow,
R.I.P.
I really
Peabody's.
don't. Oh yeah, Peabody's. I really don't know if I played a show like since I've met my wife. I don't know. It's been that long. That's terrible.
Yeah, we'll have to get you.
So like 8 years.
Would you be nervous if you were to start doing the shows again? I mean,
No,
there's so
I think
much...
I would do it fine. But I like we talked about earlier. I just would have. It'd be hard for me to like pick which songs I still like
Yeah.
because they're old. But
You just said this is going to jumpstart
It
some
is,
new
it
songs,
is.
So then
but then I gotta memorize them. I was thinking on the way here. I was like, man, I hope we don't perform this because I.
Oh,
don't
hell no.
remember.
Actually, not a bad idea. That'll be season 3 of
Yeah,
this
there you
podcast.
go.
We'll do...
Like acoustic sessions.
yeah.
Because I was like, I gotta remember my lyrics. I know it if I'm listening to it, but
That happens sometimes to me too when I'm like at practice, and somebody asked me that the other day. We were all together and my DJ was there, and I was like, I don't know, Rich, do I ever forget my lyrics? And he just like looked at me like, this
you
motherfucker.
start making stuff up.
I've never like forgot lyrics so bad that I like, it's usually like I'll forget one bar or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'll just kind of like not say anything and then pick back up.
I'll be like, I remember holding the mic on there, like, we don't fucking know who you are. We don't know this
My
song.
first time seeing you, I don't know.
I'm like, all right, guys, we didn't know it.
You will next time.
I knew it, but you didn't.
Right.
I remembered. I just was.
In my album release show last year, was that last year? No, that was 2 years ago now. Oh my god.
Dude, time flies.
Yeah, I kept like screwing up this one line in the same song every single time. It just like never failed, but I got it now. But yeah, it just never fucking
Well, because
failed.
you'll get in your head about that one.
Yes, because anytime I would do it, I would be like, don't fuck
Don't
this
do
up.
this,
And
but
I
then
would
you
fuck
do
it up
it.
every time.
Yep. I'm that way with recording sometimes. I forget what, I think the word was. I have no clue what it was. But I think it was up. But when I said it with like a D emphasis at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone pointed that out, then every time
Yeah,
that happens.
it does happen. That's the joys of making music.
Yes.
Yeah, You don't have any albums out. You just been releasing singles?
I have a lot of albums, but old albums.
Gotcha.
And that's what I'm debating right now, because I want to do a song a month. I'm like, do I put them out or just at the end of the year put out an album this year? Which, that's what Steven wants me to do.
Hold on to them and put an album up.
Yep. But, so I might do that. I have like a rock EP too with him.
Nice.
So I'll probably put that out, but I just didn't know if I should do the same name or something. It's just totally different.
Gotcha.
Because the problem I'm running into kind of is like submitting to like playlists and stuff. They see Clapper the Rapper, but then I'm submitting to like indie playlists or rock playlists, and they're like, dude, we're never going to listen to this.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll probably switch up the name.
I brought that up to on a podcast a couple podcasts ago about Submit Hub and...
Yeah, do you like it?
I do.
Sometimes you get some mean stuff.
Luckily, I haven't.
Well, I do.
Luckily, I've gotten all really positive like responses, but it's like not what you want to hear, though. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, my problem is I like mix genres. So it's like this is kind of pop and this is kind of R&B, and then the pop playlists don't want it because it's too R&B, and the R&B playlists don't want it because it's too
where
pop.
I'm at too.
Yeah,
I think that's probably why our sounds meshed.
Yeah,
but I do like, you have like at least a few of them like very like reggae sound. Is that how you describe it?
I would describe some of them like that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, my top song right now is definitely reggae. Yeah.
My buddy is real into that. I sent him your stuff, and he's like, "You do a song with them?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, all happy.
This doesn't sound like reggae though, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all right.
Which I think I remember telling Steven to like follow that style, but he did not.
It's okay. It worked out.
That's because he's a piece of shit.
That is. You are a piece of shit. He's gonna be so mad listening.
He won't listen to this.
You're right. He ain't gonna listen. I only have one listener.
No, I'm just not anything against you.
I'm telling you, I only have one listener.
That's how much he doesn't like me. It's mutual. He's not gonna listen.
Right? Yeah. No, I just yeah, I thought that worked out really well. Like the style of this, you know what I mean? I think that's why my bassist Chris like loved it, because this and Passenger Princess don't sound like other stuff that I've like.
Do you like branching out like that?
I do. I love it a lot.
It's like a challenge.
It is. So like stuff like this really excites me, and I just released a song with somebody that is like about aliens. Like the dude hit me up, and that's the previous podcast to this one. But like, he's like, "Have you ever seen a UFO?" Like randomly, like hit me up,
the New
and I was
Jersey
like,
stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I think so. He's like, "You want to write a verse to it?" I was like, "Yeah."
Don't you have like an alien logo, like a UFO logo?
I don't have a UFO logo.
I swear I saw it somewhere with you.
Today I just posted like the cover art to that song.
Maybe that's what I saw.
But then like, my Halloween show was like all alien.
Okay,
like, it was alien
that
theme.
too probably.
But yeah, like I was like, I can write a song about seeing aliens. Like, what is my life? And this was actually when I got that song, I had just done Passenger Princess. So I'm like, I'm writing a song about being a passenger princess to now writing a song about seeing aliens to now writing this like love song hook type thing,
Where are you going to go? Are you going to like go back to like your thing? Or are you going to keep, you just mixing it or what?
Yeah, I just, if it feels right and it feels like I can do it justice without crossing too far into unknown territory or whatever, like it feels like forced or whatever, like as long as it stays true to me, I'll do it for sure.
I love the concept of the podcast and everything. That's really cool.
I find this stuff interesting when people
that forces you to do more features too, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You're like, I have to.
I know, and I love that actually.
That's good.
But that's what I was gonna say about like the album. Like, I'm thinking about all the features that I did last year, just like putting a little EP together, just so like people have them in like one place.
Oh yeah, like a collab thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking too, like it has been beneficial for me to release like something every 2 months, because then it's like constantly putting stuff in people's ears.
Yeah.
Where like this year, and I haven't said this yet, but like this year I'm trying to do the same thing, do features with people, but also work on an album and just kind of like keep the album stuff to the side.
Oh yeah.
But also have shit that I can put out that won't be on the album. So it's like, oh, here's some new stuff, But eventually you're going to get a whole album of new stuff too.
So you're going to be grinding.
Yeah, it's going to, yeah.
That's sweet.
I'm
though.
already working too much on shit, but.
You're only in the beginning month.
I know. Oh, man.
That's
and
good.
now I said it
It'll
on the
get
podcast,
easier.
I gotta do it now.
It will get easier.
Yeah, you fall into a routine.
When I lived in Michigan, when I was recording myself, obviously I wasn't spending as much time mixing, mastering, and stuff like an actual producer would, but I was doing a song a week. I think I made it like through half the year.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like, it was a lot. But I did enjoy it. I wasn't doing like videos for him or nothing, just straight music.
So you were doing it and putting it out, or just keeping it?
Yeah, I put
damn.
them all out. Yep. I tried it. But it was just like not very complicated stuff. Just, like some piano, some MIDI piano.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't great.
No, I've always wanted to do, I had a buddy pass away recently, and I think about like legacy and stuff. Like, what am I gonna leave? What if something happened to me? You know what I mean? And it like puts you in this like mind frame now, where it's like all I want to do is like create. Like you look at Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac had all this like shit after he died.
Who is that?
Tupac.
I've never.
Oh yeah, he's a new guy actually. But like. Also, at the same time, though, I want to make sure I'm making quality and I'm not just making stuff just to make stuff. You know?
That's kind of where that mine turned into at that time. Yeah, it was a challenge.
Yeah, it's tough to create, but also like I try to make every song have a purpose. Where any song you listen to, the picture is being painted, and it's not like, oh, this dude forced himself to do this.
Yeah.
Because I have some unreleased songs from back in the day that will never see the light of day because they were forced,
Yep.
It's like, oh, man, I need another song that sounds like this. So I would, like, force myself to make a song like that, and I'm like,
I'm with you. I did that same thing.
Yeah. It's not healthy for, I don't know. I get it.
When you do the beats, like, what's your process there? Sorry if I flipped the interview.
No. What
I'm
do
just
you mean?
curious.
Like,
do you... Like, does Chris do a lot of the beats and stuff, or do you do them?
So yeah, you did flip the podcast.
I'm sorry.
No, that's great. Now
curious.
I get to answer some questions. No, back in the day, I made all my beats. So like,
yeah,
when I was in high school, we used to rap and shit, like over like 3 6 Mafia and Dr. Dre shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, we need our own beats. So I taught myself sort of how to make beats, and I knew how to play piano a little bit. I had some piano lessons.
Oh, cool.
And then I like started taking it really serious. I like fell in love with it. Like Timbaland and like the Neptunes were like my biggest influence. So like I always wanted to make weird shit with like dope drums, right?
Yeah, his drums flip a whole song.
Yeah, for sure. So then I like stopped rapping. And I started just making beats for, like, local people in Cleveland, like local rappers and everything. And once in a while, I would jump on a hook.
Yeah.
And I just, like, fell in love with that. And that's what I did for a long time, was just produce. I, like, solely produced for, like, certain rappers. This dude, Soul Crisis, I, like, did all his stuff. And, like, this other dude, Drastic. Like, I was just always doing stuff. Always producing. That's it.
That's sweet to know.
And just do, like, a verse every once in a while.
Is there some that you were like, this is mine, like great ones?
Sometimes the problem was with me, but the good thing with Soul was that Soul trusted me, so I would be like, hey, I made this beat. This is like what I hear you talking about on this.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, bet, and then just write about it.
That's sweet.
But then I moved to Cincinnati, and then when me and my girlfriend at the time broke up, I was like inspired to write, you know?
The best albums.
Yeah, so then I was like, started writing songs, and I stopped producing for other people and just focused on myself.
Yeah.
And so I produced like everything on my first album except for one. And then my most recent album, I produced everything on there except for one.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
And then so like all the stuff that I've released in the past year has been other producers.
Do you like that? Like,
I do.
More focus on like lyrics or what?
I do, yeah. And like now, at first I was like, this is weird because I'm not like, not a control freak or like a micromanager, but like I hear things in my head and I'm like, it should sound like this, it should sound like this. So like letting other people take over at first I thought was going to be like hard. Yeah. But it ended up not being hard. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty nice.
And usually like they'll go with what your vision is.
Yeah,
Right, if
for
you
sure.
tell
And
'em.
they'll give me some ideas or whatever. Like, my one buddy will send me beats and he'll say, like, for this one, I kind of picture this. And it's been funny, actually, because we both are on the same page. I'm like, dude, I thought the same thing when I listened to this. But now, though, I think I've spoiled myself to the point that, like, I don't know if I can produce anymore. I know
Dude,
that's
you
not
totally
true.
can, yeah.
Yeah, if I sat down and, like, did stuff, because I produced for, like, my other buddy recently, too. But, yeah, like, so Chris here, it's like a collaborative thing.
That's
you know
cool.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we have a song that we're working on now that I kind of came to him with, this is how I want it to sound, and, like, brought him something and he just expanded on it or whatever.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as like me like producing stuff, it's been fun letting other people do it because these other people that I'm working with, I feel like are a lot more talented than I was with making beats.
Yeah, I wish that I knew more about that side, but yeah, sometimes it's just easier just focusing.
Yeah, for sure. I will say there was back in the day this award show called Rebel Army Radio, and
I remember that.
This dude, Jesus Zaire was his name. He used to throw it. And I did win Producer of the Year like 3 years in a row.
Nice.
But, RIP to my producing. Oh, those are the times for sure.
I remember that, I think. Wasn't like a voting thing?
I think so. Yeah, Rebel Army Radio.
Nice.
That's for the OGs out there.
Yeah, really.
But like I said, I'm the only one that listens to this podcast, so. No. I remember that then. And Steven will be listening just for this. No. Well, yeah, I hope you do work on an album and everything. I mean, like I said, your style is just unique, and I feel like it's like the type of shit that we kind of need right now because all this other stuff that's out there sounds the same, and your shit sounds different,
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely motivating because I was like, you always pump me up too. You're like, dude, this, and it makes me like want to make more music. Just good influences like that.
I mean, it's I wouldn't lie to you, dude. It's so good, and the people I've played it for have been, so hype about it. Like they're like, yes.
I do appreciate that.
Oh, that's why I want to tell you this story. When I first got that master back from Steven, I was here, and Chris and I had just finished like a really good session with that 1 second song I just put out.
Yes.
So we were like on a high, and I think like 3 days earlier, I had just filmed that video for that Recharge, like that Christmas themed video or whatever that we put out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like fresh off this high from this recording session. I was like, yo, you got to see this, like what Greg filmed on this thing. And I played it for him, and he had never heard Jerb sing before. So he was like, holy shit. And I was like, and then I got the email. I'm like, bro, you got to listen to this song. And I played him to that. And he was just like, I'm like so pumped up right now. Like after that session and hearing Jervs and now hearing this song, like I'm in the best mood,
That's sweet. That's sweet.
And it is like I was listening to the song on the way here today, and I'm just like, damn, this song is just like.
Yeah, I did too.
It's just so damn good, man.
I'm just like trying to visualize them like cover art, just that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna ask you to talk to you about that too.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot something. Yeah, that's sweet. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I love getting that response from people and stuff instead of like just like the, you know what I mean? Like, because then it ain't good or it's whatever. It's just mediocre. But
yeah.
Chris and I talked on our podcast episode that like, if you can, it doesn't matter how much you know about music or whatever the case. If you listen to a song and it triggers a response. Any kind of response of like, oh man, that was like really sad, or like jumping around super happy, like you're doing the right thing,
That's true.
Based on the responses I've been getting from that song, we're doing the right thing.
That's awesome.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have to show more people. But right now, I'm just like, I was like holding on. I'm like, no, they can't hear it yet.
That's kind of how I am too. My whole band hasn't even heard it, just my bassist, because I knew he liked Passenger Princess.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'd Chris, and then like a couple.
I showed like a couple coworkers because they've been begging me to do songs forever. And then I showed people that I showed your music to, and they were like, nice. Dude.
Hell yeah. Well, good. I hope this spawns more from you.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to like promote or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liquid Death. Let me get the backstory here. Is I went to the gas station before this because every podcast I see has Liquid Death in it. So I told him we both needed a drink.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's only fitting, and this is the perfect way to start, the second season of this.
Yeah, with a sponsorship.
With an unsponsored sponsorship.
You get this or you get fucking cough drops with ants in them.
Yeah.
You got to pick.
The last podcast I did, I had a monster. Actually, I had one today, too. But do you remember, man, this was like 15 years ago. Somebody found a dead mouse in the bottom of their monster.
Maybe. I always think those things are fake.
I know. I mean, it was so long ago. That was before like the internet became as fucked up as it is
Yeah.
now. But every single time I drink a monster,
You're just like...
I'm like shaking it. I look in afterwards, and somebody's like, "Just stop drinking Monster." It's not like I drink it all the time.
You can pour it into a glass.
Yeah.
But stuff, once it's in a glass, I don't like it as much.
I'm with you on that.
I don't know. My wife will like pour like a Coke into a glass. I'm like, this is disgusting now. Throw it away.
See, I grew up in a household where my dad never put pop in the fridge. He just left it out.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you
like,
needed ice.
Yeah, but I didn't even put it in ice. I would just drink the can.
Oh, yeah.
And people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, that's how I grew up, man. I don't even care.
You could just say, like, I'm tougher than you.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't need stuff to be cold.
If there were ants in this, I'd still drink it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so every time I drink a Monster now, I'm always like, was there a mouse on the bottom?
I'm going to do that now, probably.
Yeah, everybody that's listening, so just me will make sure that they check. But yeah, do you have anything, though, that you want to promote? I mean...
No, I'm just pumped about this song. Hopefully, more.
We're submit-hubbing this song, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
100%.
We'll get on some playlists for this one. There's gotta be.
Yeah, I was... That's why I'll usually save up a decent chunk and throw it at that.
Yeah. I try to do that, too.
Yep, I always, look for the coupon codes on Google. That's what I'm all about.
I love it. I mean, it's a great thing because, they don't take everybody. No. So, if a curator does pick your music, you're guaranteed to get, good streams from it.
Yeah, usually.
But it does suck to be denied because you're paying to be
now they
reviewed.
have, they have the button that says, take it easy on me.
I did see that, yeah.
And I push that thing. Because I'm not, because I can't drink warm pop. Pretty much. I need it. I'm soft. I'm like, dude, just tell me you like it.
I don't like that shit either, though. I'll go on YouTube and I'll be looking at my not really my analytics, but it will just show me on my one screen, and it will show your like ratio, and it'll be 100%, 100%, and then I'll see a 97.
I'm like, dude.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'll look, and it'll be 44 people gave you a thumbs up, one person gave you a thumbs down, and I'll text my buddy Greg, dude, somebody thumbs down the fucking 1 second video, and he's like, he told me, he goes, maybe those are the people that are trying to teach the algorithm, I don't like these types of videos. That's not that they don't like your music. Maybe they don't like that type of shit. And I'm like, fuck that person.
It's hard to get out of that mindset. But yeah, I totally try not to let that get to me. But I do hold on to that more than the 1,000 good ones.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's a big issue with me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Submit Hub, I tell them to be honest because I'm curious. I want to know.
I don't.
But so far though, like I said, it's no negative stuff. It's just kind of
not what
doesn't fit my vibe or whatever.
Well, my playlist was very this or that. Yeah.
Right. And my one buddy is a curator on there, and he told me that he has a rule. If the song is past a certain duration or whatever, he won't even listen to it. He'll just be like, listen, man, this is too long for my playlist.
I've also heard, I don't know if it's still the thing, but if your song isn't catchy right away, which is kind of why I wrote that pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Because I'm I can't have this empty space this long.
Right.
That I've heard that they'll just lose interest.
I've heard that from way back in the day, when
the radio.
Yeah, you send stuff to A&Rs or whatever, and they're like, if you can't catch me within the first 30 seconds or something like that, I just skip to the next song. And I'm like, damn, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, but then I was listening to some classic rock band the other day. I don't know if it was Boston or what, but the first like 2 minutes of the song were just guitar, and I was like, that is not true. Like,
yeah, well, that different times.
yeah,
for
I
sure.
guess so.
Nowadays, like songs are only 30 seconds. You know, these fucking TikTok songs, they don't even.
I know.
Actually, I saw an interview with this dude where he said, I don't make songs past 1:30.
That's nuts.
So he said that he'll do like the hook, a verse, a hook, and that's the song's over with. And he said he doesn't do anything more than that because people will stop listening after that first hook, or that second hook, you know.
Which is sad.
And then I was like, okay, interesting. And then he said, but when I make it 1:30, then people will want to listen to it again. And I'm thinking, then why didn't they?
Yeah.
They could have just listened to a longer song.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't get that logic.
I don't either.
But, you know, whatever. It's working for him. He said it helped him, but.
I mean, I would do that. That sounds way easier.
It does sound way easier. I mean, that's kind of what I did this year. Except I had a feature. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I honestly, if I'm like just feeling like kind of burned out, I'll be like, all right, well, I need a feature on this.
I mean, it's fun actually. I mean,
I love it too. It's so exciting to get a feature back. Just if you don't record together and you're just like just waiting to see what they hear, it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually waiting for a feature right now, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
That dude's sick right now. He's like, when my throat feels better, I'll send it.
Dude, I got cough drops for him.
Yeah, we got cough drops for you, buddy. Well, cool. I hope that you do the album, and I appreciate you asking me to be on the song. This is a ton of fun.
Thank you for saying yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else in the future, just let me know.
Oh, I definitely want to. I definitely do.
I'm down. Joint album, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, you heard it
Will
first.
you do one? I ask you publicly, so if you say no, they're like, dude.
Yeah.
Will you do one for this album?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll see if I can fit it in.
All right,
I know you're doing a lot this year.
Yeah, that's true. That's all right, though. It does happen like that, too, where it's like, shit, I'm releasing this song this day. This dude said he's releasing this one this day.
Yeah.
This guy's doing this one. And then I'll go, like, with nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
So you have none for February?
I have nothing for February.
So. Maybe Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day does fall on a Friday.
Because it's like a love song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You like this? We're working this shit out right
Yes.
But yeah, well, if we do something, we just without Steven, though.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's like
we're going to bring back, you're going to get Producer of the Year again.
Yeah. Rebel Army Radio, you will not be in vain. Where can people find you online if you want people to find you?
You can find me at Nathan Clapper. Or just Google that. You'll find me and some dentist guy in Pennsylvania.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. But if you want to tell him that you like the song too, I'm sure he'd like that.
I'm sure he would too.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not really getting hit up too much on Instagram.
No. People don't like Dennis. But.
Well, I appreciate you once again having me on the song. Thank you for being on this podcast and everything. And thank you guys for listening or watching. And we will see you on the next episode.